Hey, teachers, if you've ever wondered what it's like to teach for 3 decades and survive all the changes that come along, like chalkboards to Chromebooks, well, my guest has survived every single one of those. And so you're going to want to listen to this. If we haven't met yet, my name is John, and this is Teacher Talk. And I'm here today with my friend and colleague, Amy Kalinchuk. And Amy, I got to tell you, I graduated in 1990. And the only thing I can remember about high school is that there were spiked haircuts, parachute pants, and boy bands. And so I'm wondering, can you tell our audience what it was like to be a teacher in 1990? What did your classroom look like?
Thanks for having me, John. Wasn't that a great time? Parachute pants and whatnot. Uh,
Yes, it was.
in 1990 itself, I was still at university and I graduated in 1992. So I can tell you 2 years
Yeah.
later, it was, we did have chalkboards and we did have chalk. Um, so we did have that. I think kids nowadays might have encountered that in art class. Chalk.
Maybe.
We did have whiteboards. Whiteboards were just kind of getting popular.
Right.
They were better somehow, easier to erase, quicker, I guess, and more colors, that
Right.
kind of thing. But I remember when teaching, it was still a board. It was still, if you had something for the
Hmm.
students to look at, it was a board and everything was on paper and
Right.
pencil or pen.
Yeah.
That's how it was. And yeah, and I think I got my first teacher email. Wow. I don't I don't even remember 90. I mean, we had computers to type things on,
I
you
can
know.
remember I can remember that Apple computer that had the little dot matrix printer had just come
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And I think in my senior year, there
Hmm.
was a Macintosh that came out. It
Yeah,
was it was it was no it wasn't much bigger than my
yeah.
phone, except it
This
weighed like
yeah,
100
like
pounds.
that. The screen was like that big, right? The Macintosh, it was, that much, like 7 inches by 6 or something. Yes. Oh, I remember. Yes, I remember those. And um, yeah, I remember teaching with an overhead projector. Do you remember those?
Yes, the little
An
thing with the
overhead
light on
projector,
top of it.
and
Yes.
you had to have a transparent piece
Yeah.
of plastic that you wrote
Mhm.
on.
Mhm.
We used those a lot. And then I really can't pinpoint the time, maybe I can. Early 2000s, I think,
Yeah.
when we
Mhm.
had big projectors, and the brand name was Promethean.
That's right.
um, Bringing the fire, I guess, and the Promethean board, and it had a particular software that you hooked up to your computer, whether it was a laptop or not. And that was supposed to be, transformative.
Yeah.
I remember the software was kind of clunky, and I mostly use it as a big like monitor, and I still do that. We now have boards called New Lines, and they're
Yeah.
interactive touchscreen
Yes.
boards, right, that you can
Yes.
write on and like that. And I mostly still just use it as a big
Yeah.
monitor. That's
So
what
what do you
I do.
think we've had a lot of changes as it relates to technology and all those things. But let me ask you a quick, what do you think is the biggest change that you've seen in education? I mean, just the big this is it. What would it be?
The first thing that comes to mind is the kids coming back to the building after remote learning
Yeah.
is the big push. And perhaps it was just my school, you know, or
I
my
don't
district, but the big push, I mean, it was difficult. The kids are not all right. They're just now starting to get all right. When we
That's right.
first got back, the kids were not all right. And
No.
the social emotional
Yeah.
impact of remote learning was shocking.
Yes.
We had to deal, oh gosh, we had to deal with um, death. We had to deal with,
Yeah.
like, there was one year where it was very big depression. And then the next year, the kids were fighting. There were
Yes.
fights. And we don't have a lot of fights at our
Yeah.
school. And
Right.
so, I mean, it was of note enough that there were fights. But
Mhm.
the kids in general, after remote learning, are very in tune with each other's social emotional state and they
Mhm.
care.
Yeah.
I found that kids before were a lot more isolated and that, well, put it this way, they thought they were isolated. And
Right.
then we had remote learning and now they're like, I think they're reaching out for society.
Uh,
They're reaching out for connection
right.
and they're very in tune with um social emotional state of themselves and others, and they want to connect on a human level. I have met more kids in the past 5 years who
Mhm.
shun social media
Really?
than ever before. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Holy
There are
cow! I think
kids where
that's
it's
all
like,
I would
no,
do.
I just leave my phone at home. I
Oh,
want to be away from it, they say.
I wish our kids would leave it at home.
I
I
mean,
wish they'd leave it at home.
you know, but but
Yeah.
there are some where it's like, no, I'm
Mhm.
just not into it. I don't have
Right.
any social media accounts. Good for you.
Good
Like,
is right.
okay, what's that like? And then I'm like, that was like me in high school where we cell phones didn't exist. I love telling
Okay.
the kids,
So in
oh my
the
God,
so in the 90s, I remember there were no cell phones. We didn't
uh-uh,
have any at all. Okay, so I did
uh-uh.
remember that, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah, it was, yeah, the kids. I love bringing in like a manual typewriter. I have one that's in a carrying case, a
oh my
portable
goodness.
one. And they're all, what is this? I'm like, it's a typewriter,
Yeah.
it's a portable
Mhm.
printing press. Look at this. And showing them that and a rotary phone just completely trips them out.
Mm.
So
I
yeah,
can remember I can remember my parents got a push button phone. I can
yeah,
remember going from the rotary to a push button, and
yep,
we thought that's kind of what rich people had, if you had
yeah,
so we thought we were rich. I think they cost like $6 or whatever. So we've
right.
had all these changes. We've had
Yeah,
all these changes, uh, but in 34 years,
yeah.
is there a constant thing that has just always been? That just hasn't changed that you can think of.
Yeah, well, the thing that comes to mind when you ask me that is that I prefer the kids. Whenever I've left a job, and I've left several, I've moved around a bit. It was
Mm,
never because of the kids. Never.
right.
The kids
Never.
are kids are kids. Kids are still kids. You know, nowadays kids are saying some dumb number 6, 7, like that's something to do. I don't care to learn it because that's just ridiculous. I don't care.
Just
But
seven.
back, like, I remember when pogs were a thing. Do you remember pogs? No?
No. No.
Pogs were a round collectible thing, like a round, like baseball trading cards, only not
Oh,
kind of like Pokemon
I
cards.
like
Only
Pokemon.
they were round, and the kids carried them in these big tubes specifically built for. Like kids have always been into some weird trend, and
Mhm.
it just depends on what's popular nowadays. Like they've always been into some weird trend, and the trends just move faster now
Yeah.
because of the
They
internet
just
and
go
because
from
of
one thing
social
to the
media.
next. You're
Yeah,
100% right. So,
yeah.
in those 34 years,
You
one of
keep
the things that
saying
we
that.
do.
You keep saying that, and gray hairs just sprout from my head. Just,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
I've
I'm
been
not gonna
teaching for 34 years. God, gotta stop. Think
well,
about it. You know what? I don't think about it that way. Yes, I'm old. Yes, I feel old every once in a while. But I don't I don't think about it in decades, but it is. It is decades, but I don't think about
just
it.
just so our
Ah,
listeners know, we are relatively the same age. I think
we're
you
close.
graduated 3 years before me, and I was 3 years I
Yes.
was in 1990. We are okay, so
Uh-huh.
no hate mail or email or comments, but, we
Yes.
do want you to leave comments. So if you found any value in what we've said so far, leave us a comment, tell us what you think,
Please.
and subscribe to our channel, please. And we're gonna get, more into some of what Amy's doing. So don't cut out on us, because it's really big deal. It's really important. But the thing that we deal with the most at Teacher Talk is the issue of burnout. And I'm wondering, in
Yeah,
those few years that you've been working, I shall not say that number that
that
has a three.
many. Just
So
that
I don't
many.
want to say 6, 7 either, because that may put us into PTSD. Somebody told me we were going through that, and they were saying 6, 7. And I would say, well, 8, 9. I didn't know what to
Yeah,
say, so now I've turned it into a joke. So in your years though, and I feel like every teacher has periods of time. Maybe you could share with us, what maybe if you experienced burnout and what your reaction to it was, or how you survived.
yeah,
Tell
yeah,
it, especially for our new teachers, because it's really hard to
yeah.
get past year 3. It's really hard. Hmm.
Yeah, it's hard. It's teaching is hard. Oh gosh, I just thought of something. I remember my first year of teaching, a teacher gave me great advice. Now, this was back when it was still just everything was paper pencil,
Yeah.
but we can translate the advice he gave me
Yeah.
to electronic. He told me several things, and he said, "School is a dirty place."
Yes.
Like physically dirty. Yes,
Yes.
it is. Wash your hands, and if you're sick, wear a mask. So that can translate, right? School is a dirty place. He said, touch every piece of paper once.
Mm.
So, like a newsletter or something. So we can translate that to email. Read it
Mm.
once, deal with it once, and be done with it. This is for
Mhm.
efficiency and dealing with all your teacher stuff. That was
Mm.
good. So school is a dirty place. Touch every piece of paper once. Always sign in. So
Yeah,
yes,
that's a good
always
idea if
sign
you
in
want paid. If you want
if you've
paid,
got if you've got professional development days or whatever. Always
get
sign
the
in
point.
and
Gotta get the
and
points.
yep. And he said never volunteer. So
Hey, that's okay, the signing in part and the never volunteering part. Listen, I'm telling you, that's top-notch advice.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's
I
good
remember
stuff right
Tom.
there.
That his name
There
was
you
Tom. I
go.
remember
New
Tom saying
teacher.
that. I think that's still good advice.
Yeah,
It's burnout is real though. Like it is.
yeah,
They give us, way more than 40 hours of work to do in
yeah,
40 hours. They just across the board, everybody's
yeah,
got that much, and you've got to figure out, I think, boundaries for yourself. If I'm talking to a new teacher, you have to
yeah,
learn how to set boundaries. Like nowadays, I mean, I know I do. I have a Google Voice number on my cell phone that's only for
yeah,
parent and student communication.
yes,
And it's like you have to set boundaries. At back to school night, I tell everybody who comes, you are welcome to text me at that number or call anytime of day or
right.
night. I will only respond during work hours, 7:30 to
That's right.
3:30. That's,
That's right.
and you have to hold to it. You have to be disciplined and not look at that notification. Like
100%.
the notification will come through, but like, do not respond. And at this point, I'm really good at that. Like, no, I don't work for free. So don't work
Right.
for free as much as you can. Don't work for free.
So you
But
you
burnout is
pointed out
real though. It's like, sorry, say again.
yeah, you pointed out that we have way more work than what we can do in our contractual hours.
Yep.
Some states like Florida is 37.5 hours, but for your contract, but nationally, statistically, teachers work 52 to 54 hours per week. So
I believe it.
you could be running somewhere in the 15 to 17 hour, 12-hour, 15-hour
hmm
unpaid overtime. And that's a big deal. And it's
That's
wearing teachers out.
that's 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday. That's 3 hours extra per day,
That's right.
which and
That's right.
then of course you have to go to your second job so that you
That's
can pay
right.
your bills. Like
Many
that's reality.
that's right.
That's
Over
just
22. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Over
just reality.
22%. Mhm.
Uh-huh. So it's, I mean, you have to set boundaries, and you have to decide what um you the big question, I think you have to decide, do you live to work or do you work to live? And I prefer to work to live. And
That's right.
so my life is outside of school. My job is school. Like in Barbie, my job is beach, my
Right.
my job is school.
That's right.
And um you just have to decide that.
That's
And
right.
it's also, I think the boundaries come when dealing with administrators. Like when I've
Sure
moved
does.
around from schools, like I said, it's never because of the kids. It's
Yeah.
always because of a situation with adults, usually
That's
with
right.
leadership, often with hiring and firing, like not necessarily me, but with like a situation. I remember I was in a situation just over 20 years ago. Just over 20 years ago, I was in a situation where I teach special ed. At the time I was teaching special ed, mild moderate
Yeah.
special ed was staffed at 2.5 positions. And
Uh-huh.
then one summer, Carol, bless her heart, hey Carol, Carol retired, and then the other guy quit, and so it was just me. So they had one person working one position, and there were 1.5 positions unfilled for a whole semester.
Mhm.
And I couldn't, I mean, it, it was impossible. It was impossible. I got
Right.
physically ill. I remember I was
Yeah.
ill for 32 days straight.
Oh,
32
yeah.
and that wasn't home. I wasn't, oh, she was so sick. She was out. I was not out.
Right.
I was working for
Right.
sick for 32 days, and it was not untenable. It just was not. I felt I did it because I felt like I would be letting people down
That's
if
right.
I stayed home as I needed to be, which I would never do that nowadays. I would never do that. I,
Right.
and I would just, if I
I
needed a
won't
sick day,
either.
I'd take them. If I
Yeah.
need 5, I'll take them. I don't, just take them. You have to
Yes.
be healthy. The kids deserve it. And yeah, I just, it was awful. And then I remember I just that year in February is when cuts happen, cuts to
Right.
positions. And so where I am in Denver, if there is a cut in your department, then you have to interview for your own job if you want to keep it. And from the people who are there, they interview.
Mm.
And I remember walking out one Friday because they cut. We were at 2.5. I was doing it by myself. They finally hired someone for that second semester. So 2 of us were doing the job of 2.5.
Right.
And then they decided to cut to 1.5.
Oh,
And oh, I remember the principal running after me on that Friday. Oh, remember, you have your interview on Monday. Yes, I remember. Thank you. And I walked out and I thought to myself, what if I don't?
that's right.
It just came to me out of the blue. What if I don't
If you don't.
interview? And I felt such relief just even thinking it. I felt such relief. And I
Mhm.
think it was just the moment where I got out of my bubble of have to. They make it really easy for us to feel like, oh, we have to. We
That's
have to
right.
do all these things. And all of a sudden I
Right.
was like, I don't have to. And I came in on Monday and I was like, forget it. Give it to the other girl. I don't care. I'm out.
That's right.
And they placed me at a different school, and that school had 5 people at least, I feel, in the mild moderate department. So I was not one of one, I was one of 5. And
Right.
I didn't have to do everything, and it was very freeing, and it was much better. It wasn't best. I'm in best right now. I'm in the best school
Good.
I've ever been in right now. Yeah. But it was way better. Don't do that, teachers.
That's
Don't
right.
do that. If you're in a situation where you're the only one, take the sick days if you're sick.
That's right.
Ask for the help that you need. Do not think that they're going to think less of you. And if it gets that bad, tell them that they can choose from the line out the door for your position.
The
Oh
line
wait,
that
there
doesn't
is no
the
line.
line that doesn't
There,
exist. That's exactly right.
yeah,
Good stuff.
you could choose one of those people waiting for my job. There they are. Just choose one, because
So we
or
we
they can
try
get
to
you help.
we try to encourage teachers to set boundaries, and you
Yes.
actually hit a point right here. A lot of teachers are afraid to set boundaries. Number one, they're
Yeah.
afraid their colleagues might label them as not being a team player, or
Mhm.
their administrators will give them a hard time, and they might, or that if they set their boundaries are going to be non-renewed or something like that. And you know what we say here at Teacher Talk? So
I
what?
Yeah.
Hire the guy or the gal that's standing out at the door waiting to get my job. In particular, if you teach
Yep.
math, English, or if you're in the
Special
ESC
ed.
department. Okay.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
there.
Just
Okay. And
no,
that's not me saying that we should be insubordinate or anything like that. But
no.
what we're seeing today in education is we're seeing this term or this idea of quiet quitting. We are
Yeah.
coming to work. We're very
Yep.
quietly not saying a
Yep.
word, but we're
Yep.
simply doing our jobs and go home. We
Yep.
encourage you to be masters at your job. But at the end of the day, like you say, Amy, go home.
Go
because
home.
the work is always going to be there. And guess what? If something happens to you, right, and you die and you get gone, guess what? The work will still be there. It'll just be somebody else
It
doing it.
will.
So
It
go home.
will. Somebody else is
So
going to have to do it at some point. It's, and you shouldn't have to work yourself into an early grave.
that's right.
That's that should not be the case. And I mean, if you get really good and you're really into it and you're really into teaching and you love
Hmm.
those kids and you do a
Hmm.
lot of stuff for the kids, I think it really helps to just focus on the kids. Just do
Absolutely.
that. And you've got your
Absolutely.
however many hours of your day and really focus on them
Oh,
and do what you can and then leave. You got to draw that line somehow. Go to the gym, go is what I do, or go walk your dog,
yeah.
or do something that is not teaching to draw
Not
that line in your
really.
day, you know? Yeah.
So that's an interesting point that you make because we encourage teachers to figure out how to get into their schedule, how they can get rid of all education related thoughts and ideas in order to remain healthy. Now, one of the
Mm,
interesting things that nobody knows yet is that
mhm.
you are like
Oh
a
God.
roller derby person. I don't know what are roller derby people called, and
Skaters.
I, first of all,
Skaters.
how did that help you? How did that help you when you were burned out? Number one, and number two, do you have a roller derby name?
Oh, that's a great question, John. I'm so glad you asked. Yes, I have a roller derby name, and derby folk are called skaters, roller derby skaters. Inside our community, we would call each other derbs. But 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 if you were to say skater, that would be perfect to say skater. Yes, I do have a roller derby name. My roller derby name is a joke in French. No, I don't speak French, which makes it even funnier.
Uh,
My name is Raquel Damage. Um, in roller
uh,
derby, people call me Damage, and your nickname from your roller derby name happens organically. You don't get to choose. I
somebody
thought
gives it to you. I
I
got you.
thought I would be called Rocky, and I'm not. It's Damage. Okay, you know, it, it, you don't get to choose what your nickname is. People are going to call you what they call you. Okay, so and Rock Kel Damage, the Rock is an ROCK, so it's Rock, and then Kel Damage sounds like Kel Domage, which means too bad. I knocked you
Mm.
on your ass. So that's one joke. And then in French, literally translated, it means rock, witch, ramming. That's literally what my name means in French. So whatever. It's
Did roller derby help you though? Did roller derby help you
oh,
in your teaching profession and through hard times?
oh yeah.
What
Oh
what do you think
oh
about that?
yes. Oh yes. First, I mean, it's an a full contact aggressive sport, okay? And to learn it is very difficult. Even if you have athletic ability, still learning the game is difficult. I do not have one shred of athletic ability. Every skill I have is hard earned. I've earned it all by hard work. And hard work will get you a long way in life. Roller derby absolutely helped me. We had a terrible principal once, and I don't know, I'd been playing roller derby for a year or something, and everybody was scared of her. Everybody was scared of her because she was so horrible to people and ugly to people. And I remember looking at her down the hallway one day. Literally, I said to myself, what
Oh
is she
no.
gonna do, knock me over?
Oh my.
Because I do that for fun, like I, and I thought that, and I was like, what am I afraid of with her? I'm not afraid of her. I'm not
Right.
afraid of her. And I organized within our union, and we grieved her out. I got everybody together and we grieved her out. But there was a switch that turned with me with playing roller derby. Literally, I lost fear of a million things. If I had any fear as a teacher,
Mhm.
I lost it because
Yeah.
she's not going to knock me over. I'm
Is
confident of
it
that.
is it
and
is it
and
is it
yeah, it was
fun?
just it. Oh gosh, so fun, so pure, so much pure fun that you're all out there volunteers. We all pay to play. Nobody's getting paid except unless
Uh-huh.
you have a sponsorship. But it's all
Right.
amateur sports, so we're all out there
Right.
by choice, and it's all your friends. And the mental health benefits of
Uh,
physical release is
yes.
amazing. It's just a
It
physical. and it's intense. It's very zen. You have to focus. You have to
Yeah.
focus when you're on the track very carefully, but also it's chaotic. You have to focus, but it's like
Yeah.
you're
Right.
constantly focusing
Right.
on a different
E-
thing. So,
Everything's changing. Yeah.
and the rest of your life just falls away. And that's, if you can find something as a teacher to get the rest of the world to fall away. Like I know a lot of people run. I also do CrossFit and powerlifting. It's a similar experience, the
Hmm.
physical focus
Hmm.
that happens where the world falls away. If you can find something like that, a
Right.
lot of people meditate.
Hmm.
I crochet. Things that you put the music on and you just do the repetitive thing. It helps you cleanse your mind. I think it's really important to find something
Absolutely.
that helps you release the day.
Yep. We
And you
have.
mentioned something about not having any educational thought. That's hard to
Hmm.
do, but I think it's really important
It is.
because that's who we are. That's our life. We're human beings.
Right. We're
The
human beings.
identity of
Thank
teacher
you.
is
Amen.
very present, you know?
Good.
The the identity of teacher is very present, but we are human beings first.
Yep.
And just existing as a human being, if you can find something that gives you that, you're going to be able to survive.
Three of our five pillars for burnout recovery at Teacher Talk. One
Mhm,
is to reset your limits, find your limits, set boundaries. Number
mhm,
two is to reconnect to people and to purpose. And roller
mhm,
derby is
mhm.
connecting to people and
Oh,
purpose. And number
yeah.
five is in the fifth of the five is to restore your whole self. And in
Mhm,
that, we encourage hobbies because of the
yeah.
therapeutic nature of a hobby. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
necessarily be roller derby, but that's a
No.
pretty good hobby. And listen, I don't know if anybody else is still watching this, but I got to know: is it fun to just truck somebody and
Yeah.
run over top of them
Oh
and
yeah.
knock them down? Is that fun?
Oh
Do you
yes.
like
Oh yes.
pose over top of them?
When you get a solid hit on someone and they go flying, there is nothing better. There is nothing better.
Holy
It
cow!
feels so good. And
Holy cow!
okay, here's the sick part. Here's the sick part, John. The
Oh,
sick
I don't
part
think this
is,
is going to be sick. This is going to be good.
no, it's sick because sometimes when you get hit, it feels good. It's
Really?
just sometimes I have had chiropractic adjustments when someone hit me and my spine just went brrr, just like that, and it felt so good. Like it's crazy. But you ask your local derbs, ask them, does it sometimes feel good to get hit? And they will say yes, sometimes it does.
This
It's
is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
yes. Yeah,
This
but
is the great.
I promise I'm not the only one who feels that way. I promise
I
you.
believe you. So, again, if anybody's listening out there, this is the most amazing story. Okay, we won't say the words anymore, but if you're getting value, go ahead and subscribe and listen to the end. This is the part that we really want you to hear right here, is because Amy is more than just a teacher. She's more than just a roller derby. Uh, is it
Skater.
queen or aficionado? I don't know what it is.
Skater. Just
Um,
skater is good.
but she is a passionate writer. Can you tell us about
Yeah.
some of your writing when you got started, and most specifically about your new work?
Thank you. Yeah, when I got started, I wrote my first book when I was 6 years old.
Mm,
And yeah, it's called The Book About Some Teeth. And that pause is because there was a comma in there because I sprinkled punctuation around like fairy dust. Why not? I was six. And I've always been a writer. I've always enjoyed writing
mhm.
and the mechanics of it and the impact of it. And I'm an English teacher first before I was a special ed teacher. So I've always taught reading and writing my whole career. Writing, philosophically, I love it just because it's history in the making. Every time you
Mm,
write something down, it's history.
yes.
Um, and so, I mean, when you get down to it, My current work then is a style guide, and what that means is it is a book that anybody can have on their shelf to help them to remember the things that they might have been taught in middle school and high school about writing and punctuation and sentences and paragraphs and things like that. And they forget, can you tell me, John, right this second, the rules for using a semicolon, for example?
Uh, So no, I can't. But
Okay, so
um,
you don't have to, because if you have that book on the shelf, you could just be all, there it
yeah,
is. Like we don't have to remember everything. You can just
I
look it up
I
in the
do
book and
know I do know that I am with you, and I am in support of the Oxford comma.
hooray, we can be
Ha!
friends.
Do not take out the Oxford comma, right?
No, it's clarity. It makes things
So
clear.
yeah,
Yeah, it makes things clear. I do support the Oxford comma and use of it in this book, but it's going to be a book for people who want to be writers, want to be clear with their
yeah,
writing, find
mhm,
themselves writing a lot more than maybe they expected as an adult, and need that level of support. English language learners will probably find a lot of benefit to
right,
it, because English is insane as a language, and the written portion of it, we need some structure. And it doesn't always make sense. It's meant to be accessible. It's not some
mhm,
big unwieldy Chicago
right,
manual, which is great. I'm not
right,
knocking the Chicago, but this is meant to be something that is more easy. It's easier to access the
right.
person, with where it's just on your shelf and you can find the answer you're looking for right there.
So that it might be a resource that could help perhaps somebody that's an advanced writer, but also somebody that maybe is a beginning writer, or maybe somebody like my wife. She's a banker. She's not a writer, but maybe she wants
Hmm.
to write a little better in her emails or things that nature would be
Right.
very helpful for them. So, yeah, I
Yes.
can remember looking through the Chicago Manual and the Turabian Manual and the APA. It just about broke my brain to have to look
It's
at
a
that stuff.
lot. It's a
So that
lot.
would be good. It is a
It
lot. So
yeah.
do you have an anticipated date for that, or is there something that
I'm
our listeners could be looking for in the near
it
future?
Yeah, it is with the second editor, and so I had set a goal for me to get
Mhm.
this thing published by the end of this year, just the end of 2025. I'm
Good.
going to be close. I'm going to be close. Not sure if that's going to happen. People can go to my website, howtowrite.net. The name of the book is How to Write, emails, essays, and everything else. And the
Mhm.
website is howtowrite.net. And they can sign up for my newsletter, and my
Right.
newsletter subscribers will get first notification of when things are ready and a discount and all that.
Yeah.
So that's how you can keep in touch about it. And I do have TikTok, as do you. How
Yeah.
to Write 21 is
Mhm.
is where it is, and I'm chronicling right now my last year of teaching. You know, that's a thing to do. But
So
I also have writing things going on in there as well. My Oxford comma TikTok is my most watched video, as a matter of
yeah.
fact. So yeah, it has over 100,000 views, which I know in
Really?
the
On the
world of
Oxford
TikTok is,
comma,
yes, yes. Hmm.
is the audience split?
No, no. Some people keep trying to tell me the example I gave was wrong, and I just say,
Oh,
okay. I just say,
okay.
okay. But no,
Be a
most of
hater.
them are all, thank goodness someone explained it. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So
So, for everybody that's listening, all of Amy's socials and website is listed down in the description box here
thank
at
you.
YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, it's down in the show notes. Also, there is a ton of free resources down there that we offer at Teacher Talk. Want to encourage you to go get it. It's also our free community that you can be a part of, that you can be, you receive some encouragement daily, weekly, and things of that nature. We want to encourage you to go get it, but most of all, hit the button and subscribe, because we believe that the message of Teacher Talk and encouraging teachers is extraordinarily important. And it's ironic that you mentioned that you're chronicling your last year of teaching. This is actually how I ran across you. I saw that and I thought, that is the coolest thing. And I said, I'm going to send off a note. I didn't even think you would answer. I am so glad that you did.
I looked up your stuff, John. I People do every once in a while DM, and I was like, "Who's this guy? Teacher talk with okay." Like I immediately knew. I was like, "Oh, he saw my teacher stuff," you know. And then I looked at your TikTok. I'm like, "Oh, he's legit. Okay, sure, why not?"
Yeah,
So,
yeah. There's always some fear for a scam, isn't there?
I mean,
On
there
those.
was a guy in there who called me gorgeous. Whenever they start with "Hello, gorgeous," I'm all okay.
Come on
All
now.
right, buddy.
Don't.
And then I say,
I'm
and
gonna
then I
die.
save it, and I show it to my husband, and I'm like, "Look, we have a good laugh."
I am gonna die. I'm not gonna make it. For everybody out there is listening, I don't mean to get off track, but we had a pre-interview the other night, and I just knew that I'm afraid I'm gonna fall off the chair. Holy cow! This
You
is the
have to
fun.
find the humor, John. You have to. There's your burnout. You have to find the humor.
You do, don't you?
Laugh instead of crying
Listen,
because
there
that'll
there
save
is
you too.
nothing there is nothing better than a good belly laugh and spending time
Yep.
with your family, and apparently running somebody over on roller skates lists right up there
Yes.
too. And I can see how that could be.
Yes.
In particular, if you were allowed to put the face of your administrators on the back of somebody, maybe, or maybe some of your colleagues.
That's funny.
We're going to get non-renewed. Well, you're going to
Mm,
retire. I'm going to
mm.
get
Yeah, I don't
non-renewed.
care. I don't care. Oh gosh, the last year of teaching is amazing because I don't have to care. I've had a couple of people in my team. They're like, "What are we going to do without you next year?" I'm like, "I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. Do whatever
So,
you want. I won't know. I won't be
with
there."
everything that you have in you, what do you
Yes.
wish every new teacher knew before
Oh
they could before they were allowed to go into the classroom?
gosh.
I know.
I mean, as far from a teacher who's been around for decades, over
Mhm.
3, know your contract
Yes,
and work to it from the very beginning. I remember in our
that's right.
pre-meeting, you're like, "What's your best piece of advice?" And my best piece of advice is go home. At the end of the
Yep.
day, go home.
Yeah,
And I have never taken work home, never in 34 years.
that's
I'll
incredible.
stay late. Every once in a while, I'll stay a little late. I don't like to. It happens.
Right.
You're out sick and you need to catch up, and it
Yeah.
happens. But
Mhm.
I would rather stay an extra half hour late than bring anything home. Keep that line sacred. Do not take your work
Absolutely.
home,
Don't do it.
and go home at the end of your day. In my school district in Denver, we have a
Mhm.
40-hour work week, and I work
Mhm.
my 40.
Work
I
40.
work every minute of my
Yep.
40, and then I go home. And
That's an incredibly important point, is that there has to be a line of sacrecy. Too many
yeah,
teachers, I think, are willing to allow their home, which is their place of rest, it's their place of
hmm
community, it's their place of safety, it's a sanctuary, if
yep,
there's no better word, and they allow that to be defiled by work. So I do a lot of things at school, and then I come home and I do a lot of teacher talk stuff. And I remember I started this and I was out on my couch and I had computers out there and this, that, and the other. And I finally had to go and take a bedroom and make it a home
yep,
office, because even now
office, yep,
there has to be a line of sacrecy, or else that's all I would ever do.
yep,
We
yep,
encourage teachers to take a stand on the boundaries. If you can't work your contract hours immediately,
hmm
take Tuesdays and Fridays and work contract hours only, and then take Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Work a little late or a little bit early, but cut it all off by about 5 or 5:30 and forget
yep,
it. Okay,
yep,
because it's going to be there. It's all going to be there, and
yeah.
don't think your administrators getting everything done, because they're not. Okay, they're just
I
they're.
think it's better. You mentioned going in early. I think that's better.
I
I
do
think
too. If you
that's better.
can,
Draw the
if you
hard
can.
line in the afternoon. Yeah.
I think if you can go to school early and you don't have
Yep.
kids that you have to drop off at daycare, early is
Right.
better. And I'll tell you 2 reasons why. Number 1, because you're freshest in the morning. Number 1, you
Yep.
think clearly. And number 2, it does not invade your family time as much.
Right.
You do not
Exactly.
need to miss your kid's baseball game or band concert or
Yep.
piano recital. You do not need to be thinking about garbage going on at school. You need to be focused 100% on your family or your life, your significant other, those people that love you, or the things that you do that bring you joy. And
Totally
if it's
agree.
if roller derby brings you joy, great. If kayaking brings you
Absolutely.
joy, great. If it's crocheting or whatever it is, you
Yep.
need to be focused on it. And I think it's
It
key.
it really is. It's like it's your life. Again,
Yeah.
coming back to we are human beings trying to live. And so
Mhm.
you have to live your
Absolutely.
life and try to figure out how to keep your work at work.
Yep.
The schools nowadays are sneaky giving us laptops, right? I don't bring
Yes,
that thing
they are.
home. I
They
don't
know
bring
we're
it
gonna
home.
bring it.
I'm
They
not bring I
know.
don't.
They
I
don't care
don't.
if we
I
look
leave it at
at Facebook
school.
or at home. They know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope. I leave it at
So
school. Forget it. I'm
absolutely.
not I don't check
Leave it.
emails. We
That's
don't
right.
work for free, teachers. We don't
Nope.
work for free.
We do not. Thank you so
So,
much. As we try to land the plane, and again, this has been about as much fun as I've ever had. I have enjoyed this thoroughly, and I hope that our teachers have. But most importantly, I wonder if you could speak directly to every teacher in America that is exhausted,
mm,
that is questioning their calling or their purpose.
mhm.
What would you say to them in this moment?
The kids deserve the best part of you. If you started teaching because it's public service and you wish to serve the public and you are doing that by educating children, which is a great way to serve the
Hmm.
public, they
Hmm.
deserve the best part of you. And remember, the children are whom you serve. You
That's right.
serve children and
Children.
they deserve the best part of you when you are at work. If you're not at your best, and I mean, come on, 80% or better, our
That's
best
right.
varies from day to day.
It
They
does.
deserve your best. If you are sick, if you are, if whatever is happening in your actual life, in your real life, um, is not happening, take the day. You're given days, take the day. That's what they're there for, because the kids deserve you at your best. So
Absolutely.
take the days and go home
And
at the end of the day and draw the boundaries and hold firm.
teachers, that is the best piece of advice that you're going to get is to go home.
Yep.
All right. Because all the work is going to be there. Your health is not always going to be great. All right. You're
No.
going to get old like us. Your
Yep.
body's not going to always move as good as it does. And one day you're going to die. And when you do,
Eventually,
somebody else will be doing your job.
they
Okay.
will.
It's not worth it. Take the time. The
Yep.
very best thing that you can give to your students, to your principal, and to your organization is the most healthiest version of yourself. That's what you can do.
Yep.
That's better. That's better than trying to go at a breakneck speed and trying to fix all the problems, trying to save every kid
Mm-mm.
that you run across because you can't do it. You absolutely cannot do it.
No.
Amy, it has been so much fun and I appreciate you. And I am super glad that I met you on TikTok and look forward to being your friend for however many more years that we get to live and however many more times that we get to do this. Because when you retire, I want to bring you back and
Done.
I want to hear about
Done.
retirement. Okay.
Done. I just had a
Now,
meeting today with my retirement people. I just had the meeting
good deal.
online where they're,
Good
mm-hmm.
deal.
Yeah.
All right. So
John, I
as
want to
we
say thank you again for having me. I
yeah,
really appreciate
you're
it. You
so
honor me
welcome.
by asking me to be here. It's been a
Yes.
pleasure.
You're super welcome. And I tell you what, all of our listeners, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you found any value in us laughing and carrying on like a bunch of crazy old teachers, give us a subscribe. Get down into the description box. All of Amy's social and website is down there. Check her out. Follow her on her socials. Listen to what she has to say. She's got a lot of wisdom to share with you. A lot of free stuff down there as well. But more than that, what YouTube wants you to do is I see it right there on the screen. They want you to watch one of these two videos right there, and they want you to hit that button that says subscribe right there in the middle. But I want you and Amy wants you to stay strong and keep teaching.